I voted for Donald Trump, and I want to let people know why. We live in a country where cultural Marxism is running rampant. The Constitution is being trampled on. Our God-given rights are being taken away from us. We as a people have to stand up. We as a people have to educate ourselves, educate our family, strengthen our family, and make sure the Constitution stays in its natural place as law of the land. Donald Trump is that person to make sure the Constitution stays solid. That the words that are written on there are not a living, breathing document, but something that sets citizens of this nation on a path to virtue and values. Everything on this God-green earth was made for us. We must protect it. The Constitution is that extension of God. We have to stay vigilant. We have to stay on top of things. I'm a person of a lot of values, a lot of principles. I will follow up on Donald Trump, make sure he's going in the right direction. A lot of people have a lot of questions for his cabinet. Some of the choices that people think he's making might be bad, but what we have to do is trust him. We have to trust him right now and see what he's going to do. That's who we voted for. So take the time to research the people that he's putting into place. Take the time to understand who these people are. When he goes and meets with Kissinger, that name should ring a very big bell in your head. You should want to know who Kissinger is. You should wonder why Trump wants to put people like Mitt Romney, who has tarnished Trump throughout the entire election process. It doesn't make sense. But if you're a businessman, you know you got to keep your enemies closer so you can keep your eyes on them. But maybe this is also just a way to tarnish Mitt Romney's name by embarrassing him. But we'll see. Again, we must trust Trump. Make sure that he does the things that is constitutionally sound. He's already done things that I enjoy right off the bat. He stopped a $4 billion project with Boeing on two 747s. That would be the Air Force One. One for being a decoy. He stopped them because that's just way too much money. He can keep the current planes that he have and also use his own. So that's just great business sense. This is something that I cherish, something that I look into, because it's important to me that we move from here on out as like a business. We make the right decisions. We think about all the angles first, and we move on. Now, you're going to have enemies. You're going to have people who resist you. And sometimes it's good to have them in your side to hear the opposite side, to hear not an echo chamber. Maybe he's building something that's not an echo chamber so that people can move on. But that's why we have to watch him. We have to make sure that he's doing everything lawfully and he does everything right. We are people that want our values back. We want our virtues back. We want choice. We want a marketplace that has competition. We want our children to grow up in schools that don't indoctrinate them. I want people to have jobs. I want people to have businesses of their own. It should be something that we all strive for, that we all want. And I think that's important that we be political. And we go out and research and we look through everything that Trump is doing. And there's going to be naysayers all the way through this. And people who are automatically going to say the first bad thing as soon as possible. But you have to research, you have to get the evidence. Hearsay isn't going to get you anywhere. We're not people looking to have the false narrative placed upon our dinner plate. We want truth, and only the truth. That should be something that the media holds dear to them. But all we have now is a media that wants to make money. We are the new media. The people who are out here on these YouTube videos, who are promoting the truth, trying to get the empirical evidence right in front of people so that they can see the evidence, make their own decision from that. And that's what's important. Because that's what makes you virtuous. It's okay to be a skeptic. It's okay to question things. That's science. That's what we do. And we'll continue on. We'll push forward. We'll produce. We'll make things. This country will be back to the days where we had wealth. Not just in the top. Everywhere. This country did well when we had a good free market. A free society that was able to build, that was able to create. There was a time when you were able to quit a job and walk across the street and have another job. Those days are coming back. We are going back into a golden age. You can see it with the markets. And yes, they're going to go down. They're going to go up. They're going to go down. There's going to be times where the bubbles are going to pop. I mean, what Trump will do will put us into a healing mode. And yes, you have to hurt to heal. Those are the responses of the market. And there's nobody that knows exactly what's going to happen, but be prepared. And there's going to be a lot of liberals out there that are going to go insane because they can't handle the truth. When the market is fixed after 8 years, they'll never win an election again with their tactics, unless they change. It's always going to be the same scenario. They're always going to promote handing out when there's nothing to hand out. Our money is backed on petro. Okay, when Trump's in office, we'll be able to back our money on production, on actual items that everyone buys and sells. So it won't be a market that's strictly on petrol, where it can crash in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, if something were to go completely wrong, which it has in the past. So it's something to look forward to. But liberals are not going to understand that. They're going to want to push against it because of cognitive dissonance. And that's understandable. I understand. But that's why we're here promoting the truth, and that's why we're doing what we're doing on these videos. It's nothing short of what we do as people, what God gave us to create, to make. And right now, the world there's a war going on. It's between the makers, the people who make, the people who build, the people who create, and the takers, the people who sit there and just suck off. Which one are you? What are you going to be this next 8 years? What are you going to do? Tell me.